usually just say it's sort of in between Pittsworth and Clifton, more on the Clifton side. If they don't understand that, then there's no hope telling them where it is.
That's pretty right, because it is in the sort of the middle of nowhere, really. It's between Pittsworth and Clifton.
Back Plains. It's like a lot of spots around the Australian bush. You might have driven through it without even noticing it was there. But if you did, you'd be the poorer for it. And like a lot of these sorts of places that are more of a name on a map than an actual township as such, Back Plains and the properties there started life as a corner of someone else's much larger property.
It was the land that was on the western end of Clifton Station. And then they called it Back Plains because it was the back end of Clifton Station.
Take a look at the people that make up any community anywhere in the world, and you'll find a mix of older folk who have never lived anywhere else.
I've lived here for 80 years, 84 years. I've lived here all my life so far. Yep. Yeah, I'm the fourth generation. When I was young, I didn't come to school here in this area, which surprised a lot of people. I was sent off to boarding school in Toowoomba because my mother said she's not driving over and back to school twice a day.
Right, okay, gotcha. She had better things to do. And newer arrivals who were brought to this community by the winds of fate.
Yeah, well, I came to Toowoomba from Mackay back in, I think, 2006, 2007. Met my husband and moved out here probably I would have been in my early 20s then. So I've been here for about 17 years, and I don't know, sometimes I still struggle to call myself a local compared to people that grew up here. Like my husband, he's fourth generation on the property that we're living on, and his father still works there with him on the farm as much as he can.
I might have said before that Back Plains was the sort of place you might have driven through without even noticing it was there. But that wasn't always the case.
There was 3 churches, and then there was a post office and general store just up the road, and a fuel depot to supply to all the farmers. But all those things are gone. So I suppose it is just the way things changed on things that people started going to different towns, like Clifton, Nobby, Pittsworth. Because all the people that owned them, they all moved away anyway, the stores. Like there was even a store up the road here that the Banger family ran.
While Jim knows all the Back Plains history through lived experience, Felicity married a 4th generation Back Plains farmer and soon discovered she was part of a family that goes as far back into the history of the Back Plains area as the name itself.
It was very interesting because I came from a very small family, and then coming down here and pretty much everyone you meet is related somehow through the family tree. So you walk around and my husband will talk to someone, and as we're walking away I'm always like, well, who was that again? Yeah. How are we related to them? Yeah, so like I'm still learning all that, but it is very interesting learning the family tree. Like when I looked right into our family tree to work out where our family came from compared to all the other families around here that we are all distantly related to somehow. It is very interesting. The original lacs, from what my research is, go back to the mid-1860s, and there are quite a few other families around here like that. And they all generally had lots of kids. So there's lots. Like I was having a look in one of the old photos from the 123 Back Plains school reunion. Would have been back in the, 30s or 40s or something like that. Some of the kids weren't even wearing shoes. It was that long ago. And there'd be like 13 kids in the whole school, and 9 of them were lacs.
How long does it take to become a part of that?
I don't know. Like, I got involved in the Back Plains Hall committee fairly early on. This was before we were married. So I sort of got involved with the community through that, through social nights and Christmas parties, and so I've been involved in the hall since then. And then once you have kids and the kids go to the school, you meet all the other families around here and you're like, oh, there's quite a few people living out here that you didn't really know about. Yeah. But yeah, I sort of feel like I'm part of the community, but whether or not I call myself a local, I don't know. I'll leave that up to everyone else to decide.
Time has changed the landscape and certainly the streetscape of Back Plains forever. But two of the community's staples remain: the school, where Felicity and Jim and I are sitting this morning, and the Back Plains Hall, which was how this story began. And it turns out the Back Plains Hall is a particularly colourful character in the rich narrative of this community.
Yeah, well, the hall is very interesting. It was originally built in about 1905, right beside the school, but it was deliberately lit on fire. Well, according to what we've read, it was deliberately lit on fire, but it was able to be saved, so they fixed that up. I think only it might have been part of the supper room that was burnt down. So they fixed that up, and then I think in 1937, on Christmas Day, it was completely destroyed by another fire. About 5 months after that, they actually moved the hall up to the top of the hill, which is half a kilometre down the road, not even that.
Did they feel like the previous location was cursed or something? Or?
I'm not sure, maybe, yeah.
How long did that one last?
Well, the committee purchased the old Glenvale Hall and put it on the current site, and it was destroyed by fire again in 1941, so yeah, not even 5 years.
Not even 5 years.
As far as I know, that was accidental. But yeah, because of the war, they couldn't rebuild it straight away. But they built this one out of Besser block, so it had more of a chance, this one, yeah.
It's a good thing that the Back Plains community never gave up on the idea of having a local hall, despite the many setbacks. Because in modern times, this structure of bricks and mortar has become the glue that binds the community together through good times and bad.
Well, we always have a social event every quarter. We do a big Christmas party at the end of the year, and just trying to keep the community active like that. It's just a good place to go, especially if everyone's working hard. Everyone works 7 days a week on the farm. Like, there aren't any weekends out here. There aren't any public holidays. So when you get a chance, it's good to just have a catch up. Even though you live close to people or next door to someone, you could go months without talking to people sometimes. Yeah. So it's good to just have an excuse to take a break and have a night out. And yeah, we always keep it fairly simple. We usually just do a barbecue. Everyone brings their own drinks and kids run wild outside. The committee is wonderful, really. Everyone just wants to be involved. It's not a chore for everyone. It's just we all get involved. No one, like, even though there's people with jobs and everything like that, everyone jumps on board and does what needs to be done. Sometimes some people can help, sometimes some people can't, and there's always people to make up the slack.
What's the best thing about living in a small location? Jim, what do you love about that?
It's just like I like the area, and having grown up here, we got to know a lot of people, and it was a community that would, just combine to do anything they wanted to do. If they wanted a function or anything, people would rally around and help out. A lot of the locals helped build it.
It's just a beautiful place, and just the sense of community around here, and family. We've got family close by, literally across the driveway. Yep. But yeah, just the kids getting to grow up in this too. I don't know if they realise it, but they're so lucky to grow up in an area like this than even what I had growing up. Even though I didn't miss out on anything growing up, but I would have loved to have grown up on a place like this where you could just run around, jump on the side by side and go up the back paddock.
What do you like about living where you live?
That I know everyone around and that I can go motorbike riding everywhere and I know the place.
This is Will Urlich. He's in grade 4 at the local school. And where do you go on the motorbike?
I go in the paddock and I go to the neighbour's place sometimes to ride.
Well, it's good being able to have school so close and know everyone at school.
And this is Taylor Lack. She's in grade 6.
Like, I could easily name everyone at our school. It's just so small. It's good.
What do you dislike?
I don't like how it gets so cold in the winters.
I lived a very quiet, secluded life growing up in Mackay. Like, my parents were busy working, or my dad was, and mum was busy at home, and you basically live in a house with a small yard around, whereas here you've got like the house and 40 acres around that the kids can run around, and then you don't have to worry about neighbours listening to you, hearing you. You can be loud, although when you go into town trying to teach the kids how to use their town voice is a little different.
There's a difference. There's a town voice and a home voice.
There is, yeah. They don't know how to turn the volume down.
And even for the adults, there must be some drawbacks to living out here in Back Plains.
Oh, if you run out of milk or cream, you can't just run to the shop easily. It's a half an hour drive there and back, so...
Where's the nearest supermarket?
Other than my mother-in-law's place, it's Pittsworth. Well, from where I live, but Clifton would be the closest place to here.
When you say other than your mother-in-law's place, so what, she keeps a good stock of everything, does she?
Oh yeah, if you run out of toilet paper or something like that, you can just run over there. She's always fully stocked. I don't think I live in a bigger town now. The people here are great. The family, the community, everything like that is what I love about this place.